I know we're obsessed with Pat Robertson, but he's just a hoot and a holler, okay, and a really bad guy. So it's a fascinating combination. Now, a woman's going to call in, ask for advice. Why do you guys do this? Why do you never reach out to him for advice? I'll never know. So, you know, they email him, they send letters, they call, they do all these different things. So let's see what happened here.
Okay, this is Melody who says, what is God's view on divorce? All of my marriages failed. I tried really hard to make them work, but the last husband wouldn't work or pay the bills, and the guy before him was an alcoholic. Will I go to hell if I marry again? Will I be classified as an adulteress?
In answer to your question, you've got a serious problem. And I don't think marriage is for you. You have picked a selection of losers. There's something in your character that draws you to these men who are indigent or abusive. You don't need to get married again. Are you going to go to hell? No, but you're making your own hell here on earth. And I don't think you're marriage material. And what about the reasons for these marriages to be broken up? You didn't tell me any of that. Just for now, forget marriage. Work out a life for yourself. All right?
Get close to the Lord.
Get close to the Lord. Amen.
He had to be reminded of the religious part of it.
Yeah. He's going to beat someone on air at some point. Like,
I
he's
know,
like
okay.
so hostile, and he's no holds barred at this point. He's like, no, you're a loser.
No, let me jump in. Let me jump in because he's partially right.
I'm with you.
Okay, so there's one caveat that I got to mention. In the end, he says you're not marriage material, and I disagree with that particular statement. But what he's saying about her making poor choices is spot on.
Bam.
Look, I'm a woman. I've been making
You're
bad.
a woman?
No, I'm a woman.
I was a woman.
Yes. Okay. I've been making poor choices, right? So I'm not going to sit around and be like, why do I keep meeting these douchebags? Because I fucking choose douchebags. That's why.
Oh,
So-
interesting.
Yes.
So if you
Yes.
don't make the darkness inside you conscious, it appears externally as fate.
Agreed.
So
Wow.
That was a beautiful
Philosopher
quote.
Jimmy Dore over here.
that's Carl Jung, born on the same day as me. And so that's what he's telling this woman, that you're obviously, there's something in your personality that attracts you to these guys who are either abusive or losers. And so he's telling her, go work on yourself. Don't get married again right now. Go figure out what it is about you that attracts you to these guys. Just like the women who leave one abuser and they marry another abuser right after. Well, there's something, maybe their father was an abuser, or they're working something out from their childhood. So I'm with him 100% on this.
No,
actually.
here's the only part. Like, I know what I thought the same thing, right? Like, I was like, let's apply the brakes a little bit on the marriage thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but the only thing that I really disagree with him on is style, right?
Yeah, his
like,
style was wrong.
He
His
comes
style
in,
was
he's like, you keep marrying losers. You're not marriage material. You're such a loser. You created hell on earth here for you.
Yeah.
Although I generally agree with the concept of, hey, don't worry about hell or heaven, right?
Yeah.
Right.
You know, worry about what the status of what you're doing right now on earth, because you can create your own heaven and hell on earth. That's actually one of the most trenchant observations he's made,
Yes.
right? But he's unnecessarily harsh. But
Yes.
I hear you guys. You can forgive him for that.
And to be fair to him, he didn't say that she's a loser. She called the men that she chooses losers.
Yes.
And that is the case. And look, sometimes you need that dose of tough love and that harsh reality to realize that you've been making bad choices, bad decisions. So I'm with Jimmy on this. I think that he was just
Can I be the
brutally
dissenting
honest.
voice?
Yeah, and by the way, here's who you don't want tough love from. Pat Robertson, okay?
Please forgive me if I'm being personal, but tell me about your sex life.
I mean, of course, all the stuff makes sense about you can't choose the wrong guys. You're screwing yourself over. But we're talking about the full realm. I mean, first he deducted all that to say, therefore, you're not marriage material. That's where he's way off, because that was his final answer on the whole situation. She's marriage material. She needs to figure out why she keeps choosing bad guys. Nobody's going to disagree with that. But when you have a scenario, first off, she's wondering if she's a whore and is going to go to hell. Who's been teaching her that? Probably Pat Robertson.
Yeah.
So that's why she's asking him that. So when you start feeding your constituents or your audience this stuff, and then think, oh, by the way, you're a woman. You're secondary to a man. Man runs the household. Man's supposed to take care of you. They're forced to keep trying to marry guys because they think they're supposed to be taken care of because they're still living in 1600. So they're still on that whole thought of, I got to get married because I'm just a wee woman and I'm not supposed to work. I'm not supposed to that. And then they become this subservient person who chooses assholes because you give them that mindset to choose assholes. You can't set someone up to choose assholes, then tell them they're stupid for keep choosing assholes.
Can I go one step farther? The only part that so far, when Anna was talking and said he was wrong on, was that she's not marriage material. I don't know why that's so controversial. I think some people aren't marriage material. I'm possibly even including myself.
Because
it doesn't mean that you suck and nobody would want to marry you. It means that that's a very complicated situation that requires a special set of skills, like conflict resolution and stuff like that.
He knows nothing about her.
Well, I'm not
But that's
saying
the nature of what he does.
I'm saying some people are not marriage material.
Okay.
Just because a lot of people get married doesn't mean it's for everybody.
Yeah. All right. Well, look, the last part here that I'm amused by is the whole thing, right? The whole enchilada. That she, sends a letter to this guy on TV. And asks him, am I going to hell, right? Mm-hmm. How would Pat fucking Robertson know what you're doing? Like, they think this guy is God.
I know.
They're asking him, am I? And so JR is right about that he set up this alternate reality where he's the ultimate arbiter of whether you're going to heaven or hell, etc. So when you're in voodoo land, then anything is possible. And then is it possible then you make wrong choices because you've been, told that you live in an alternate reality where you can't tell what's logical and not logical. So how is somebody going to make a reasonable decision on who to get married to if they haven't used reason their whole life? They call a guy like Pat Robertson to find out what's going to happen to them in their next life.